where it is expected, unfortunately, that the death toll may rise. Till now, about 60 people have been killed and dozens remain still missing after flash floods struck the village in Kashmir, where Hindu pilgrims had gathered for the annual Machal Mata Yatra. The disaster that triggered by a sudden cloudburst ravaged the densely populated Chashoti area in Kishtwar, destroying homes and cutting off roads as massive boulders tumbled down the hillside. Authorities were forced to suspend the pilgrimage as rescue teams rushed to the scene. Police, Army, NDRF, district administration personnel are carrying out extensive search and relief operations, battling different difficult terrain and also heavy debris. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah also visited the affected village, meeting with the locals and assessing the scale of devastation. Survivors, however, recount harrowing details when they say that the emergency services, however, continue to work round the clock to locate the missing and support those impacted by the region's tragic natural disasters that has happened.
Rescue and relief operations continue in Chashoti village of Kishtwar district. NDRF has managed to recover 6 more dead bodies from this spot. My Vijay Shafiq will show you these visuals from the area. It's the site which was impacted by this huge landslide and mudslide. NDRF had yesterday started the rescue, the relief and search operation. It's the Langar area basically which hugely got impacted. 200 to 300 people had basically gathered for lunch and bhajan when this tragedy unfolded. So there are a lot of people who are missing. District administration continuously receiving calls. So far around 107 people are officially said to be missing, and that's why the rescue and the search operations have been intensified. At this particular spot, yesterday in the evening, NDRF and other disaster management forces managed to recover 6 more dead bodies, and with this the toll of impact casualties in this tragedy has gone up to 60, and there are around 107 people who are still reported missing. One good piece of information is that around 43 injured civilians have been discharged from district hospital Kishtwar, while as around 30 to 40 injured who were critically injured are still availing treatment at Government Medical College Jammu. On ground zero, rescue, relief and search operations continue. The family members of those who are missing have also started turning up at this disaster site. They are also looking for their dear ones. Many people from Jammu, Samba, Riyasi and other districts of Jammu province have basically reported to district administration, and the information is being in fact collected and corroborated accordingly. So far, the information that the district administration has around 107 people are still missing, and the search operation continues on ground zero. NDRF and other disaster management forces are set to resume their, in fact, the rescue and search operations very shortly. With video journalist Shafiq, this is Sohail in Kishtwar.
Well, as I said, the death toll is expected to go up. Unfortunately, what is now being said, according to latest updates, more bodies have now been recovered by the NDRF rescue teams till late last evening from the Cloudburst site as the search operations have further intensified. However, there are weather challenges, there are difficult terrain, and the challenges that are being faced by the rescue teams as big boulders on the impact side also need specialized equipment and machinery to be removed. Let's get in a word from Sahil Sohail, who's connected with us right now. Sahil, unfortunately, we're getting the information that the death toll may go up now further, and rescue teams that have been also facing a lot of challenges when it comes to carrying out the operations.
Well, yes, first of all, the rescue teams basically managed to recover 6 more dead bodies from this spot late last evening, and now the rescue operation is set to resume again. There are multiple challenges that these rescue teams basically face. One, the volume of boulders and size of boulders. There are huge boulders that have come down with this landslide and mudslide. And what NDRF team here basically tells us that the normal equipments which are used in disaster sites like victim detection camera, that's not working here because of the large quantity of debris. And then there
कई सारे लोग जख्मी 60 के आसपास कंफर्म्ड जो डेड बॉडीज हमें मिली हैं, और लापता लोगों की अभी सही तादाद जो है वो उसको हम फिलहाल असेस कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बहुत बड़ा हादसा हुआ है और क्यों हुआ इसके पीछे भी अब हमें ये जब रेस्क्यू और रिलीफ का काम खत्म होगा तो इस पे भी हमें इंक्वायर करना होगा कि आखिरकार जब हमें मौसम के हालात के बारे में हमें वार्निंग दी गई थी, यहाँ तक के मेट डिपार्टमेंट ने ये तक कहा था कि गैर ज़रूरी जो है घूमना जो है वो बंद करें, अननेसेसरी मूवमेंट ना करें। उसके बाद क्या एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से कुछ कदम उठाए जा सकते थे जिससे कि हम ये कीमती जानें बचा सकें, उस पर ज़रूर हमें बैठ के जो है इस पे बातचीत करनी होगी।
सर कितना अभी डेथ टोल क्या है सर?
जैसे मैंने आपको कहा, श्रीनगर से जब मैं निकला तो उस वक्त जो लेटेस्ट पोजीशन मुझे मिली थी वो लगभग 55 और 60 के दरमियान, लेकिन लापता लोग काफ़ी हैं। अभी भी जो कंफर्म्ड मिसिंग पीपल हैं वो लगभग 60 या 70 के आसपास, लेकिन यहाँ आके अब कुछ लोग थोड़ा सा उसको बढ़ा के नंबर जो है पेश कर रहे हैं। कंफर्म नंबर जब आ जाएगा तो फिलहाल जो नंबर हुकूमत के पास है वो 60-70 के आसपास।
Well, Sahil, that's important as far as the Chief Minister also saying that they have to figure out exactly why this happened. Was there any lapse on part of the administration? There was a weather forecast about possibility of heavy rains and flash floods. Exactly what had happened and what went wrong, that needs to be assessed.
Well, yes, Umar Abdullah basically raising questions now on whether the administration basically acted on the weather advisory that was issued, but that was basically a general weather advisory that was issued with related to in fact heavy rainfall, but there was no specific in fact alert that was issued for Kishtwar for this particular spot. At the moment, the administration, the divisional administration basically is focusing on rescue and search operation, as the Chief Minister was also saying about the number of missing persons, because there is a lot of calls that district administration or divisional administration is receiving, and that's why the focus remains on the rescue and search operation. You can see NDRF team have now again started their job. They have started their search operation. Basically, the focus remains the Langar area, where around 200 to 300 people had gathered. It's just in the bottom of this mountain hill that this Langar basically was set up, and people had gathered there. Now, what locals basically are telling us here is that the two things. One, they had gathered for the lunch. There were around 200 to 300 people, and simultaneously there was this bhajan going on. So across this area, there were people who basically witnessed huge landslide coming down. They had started whistling and alerting all those people, but because of the bhajan, because of the highway in fact sound, those people basically could not hear and they could not move out of the Langar area. That's the basically the huge impact site at this disaster site. What I was basically telling earlier is that the NDRF and other disaster management units are basically facing huge the challenges. One is the volume and size of these boulders. Look at these boulders and how, in fact, they have to these disaster management units have to move them, how to remove them. Now it's to be decided today whether the huge machinery will be used to break down these boulders, or there will be some other mechanism to clear the site. And then there are machineries that will help disaster units to basically remove these debris. And the equipments, normally we see NDRF or other disaster management units basically put on uses the probing rod or the victim detection camera, but all of them are not working here because of the volume of debris and these huge boulders. A big challenge for the security forces, for the disaster management forces. Basically, they are on work, they are working, NDRF is working. They had a success yesterday by
heavy machinery would be brought in. As looking at those size of the boulders there, it still remains a big of a challenge there for the rescue teams to continue with the operations. The houses that folded like a pack of cards when big rocks that came tumbling down and blocking roads and rescue paths. However, it is being said that the death toll may go up. Thank you very much for the moment, Sahil Sohail, for joining in with that live from the site where this cloudburst has happened in Kishtwar. Now, speaking of heavy rains, let's get you the updates coming in from the maximum city. The financial capital